A good friend of mine once said, "The price of freedom is high." It always will be.
It's time.
Where do we start?
People need the symbol. They need a cap.
Where do we start?
Hello, girl, kick your ass!
Streaming soon, exclusively on Disney+.
Sweet Jesus. I mean, how old are you?
Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be my new Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer video. They just dropped a new trailer with a bunch of new Marvel Easter eggs. I'll talk about the connections to what's happening on Wandavision because there'll be a little bit of crossover in what's happening and some of the bigger things that they're setting up for Marvel Phase 4 just in general, because obviously everything's connected. The series are supposed to influence what's happening in the movies, and in the way that Wandavision is helping set up Doctor Strange 2, Spider-Man 3, in the Marvel X-Men Mutants in the MCU, Falcon and Winter Soldier will also set up a bunch of other different stuff too. So we'll talk about Thunderbolts, Red Hulk, Weapon X, all the big stuff that's coming up. Of course, I'll be doing videos for all the episodes, so be sure to subscribe if you're brand new to my channel, and we'll do the Disney Plus giveaways every week during that as well too. Also, for those of you that like longer episodes, because WandaVision episodes have been around 20 to 30 minutes long, Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes are supposed to be closer to 42 minutes long. War Machine is going to cameo during the Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes, so just like they're leading into Weapons Plus because of what happened during the 5-year time jump, they'll also probably help set up what's going on during the Armor Wars series, which is basically going to be the War Machine series taking place next year. Don Cheadle didn't say how many episodes he's going to be in, he just said he's going to show up during Falcon and Winter Soldier, so we'll just find out when we actually start getting those. But the new trailer footage begins with just more of their funny buddy cop rivalry on the plane, then Falcon's voiceover. He's quoting Captain America from way back during the Captain America Winter Soldier movie. It was when he hijacked the comm system to reveal Hydra's plan to all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents in the Triskelion, asking them for his help to stop Hydra and launching the new helicarriers with Arnim Zola's algorithm. This is the full scene of him talking about the price of freedom in context and what that actually meant.
If you launch those helicarriers today, Hydra will be able to kill anyone that stands in their way. Unless we stop them. And I know I'm asking a lot. But the price of freedom is high. It always has been. And it's a price I'm willing to pay.
But the way they're using the quote during Falcon and Winter Soldier, it means almost the same thing. It's about how far Falcon and Bucky are willing to go in pursuit of justice. That was a little more cut and dry during the Winter Soldier movie, even though that was a thriller plot, like you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? This guy's my friend. I need to save him. I can't take him down. But you have all the Hydra stuff, so we knew who the bad guys were. Like, oh, Hydra is the bad guy. This time, though, after Avengers Endgame, the threat is a little more insidious because it's all about Thunderbolt Ross, the US government hijacking the Captain America mantle and legacy, in addition to all the Baron Zemo stuff. The way they're positioning the Baron Zemo terror plot and all the trailer footage about him trying to destroy all superheroes, they shouldn't exist. He's meant to be the obvious villain of the series. But because the series is largely inspired by the tone and the action of the Winter Soldier movie, you're meant to question authority, and they're just picking up on what's happening with Thunderbolt Ross and the government after Avengers Endgame. And that's where we get to the connection between what's happening on WandaVision and the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. The connection is through what SWORD and Tyler Hayward are doing, or were doing up to this point, turning SWORD into a sentient weapons program and organization, militarizing what basically used to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. version of NASA. As we've learned from Tyler Hayward during the WandaVision episodes, after the snap in Avengers Infinity War, everyone that survived in the government, the military, freaked out. Every single agency like SWORD, what's left of S.H.I.E.L.D., it kind of still exists, but not really in the MCU. Thunderbolt Ross, who's still in charge of the World Security Council, they all doubled down on militarizing everything. And I believe that Thunderbolt Ross was not snapped, so he had 5 years to go way more hardcore than he was before Infinity War. Within Sword, we saw that they were trying to reactivate Vision and use his technology to develop more sentient weapons. A lot of you actually asked me now if I think that that's them setting up the concept for the X-Men Sentinels in the MCU, like through this sentient weapons program. It's totally possible. Wandavision is supposed to lay some track work for mutants in the MCU, as we've seen with Monica Rambeau getting her DNA mutated by the Hex, turning her into a version of Spectrum from the comics. But the way this all affects Thunderbolt Ross in the events of Falcon and Winter Soldier is that the military basically reactivates the Super Soldier program through the Weapons Plus program that Thunderbolt Ross created. He talked about that during the Incredible Hulk movie, but part of the actual synopsis for the series early on was that Bucky and Falcon learned that someone is trying to reactivate the Weapons Plus program, and that's only part of the plot. As you've seen in the trailer footage, that's totally true because we're getting the US agent version of Captain America. Like the flyers from inside the actual episode say, Cap is back, but it's not Steve Rogers' Captain America they're talking about. It's the US agent version of Cap, who we finally get some more footage of in the trailer in his actual costume with the shield. This is him kneeling down inside this warehouse. Weirdly, they've been holding back on footage of him. Like, yeah, we know what's going on. We know this is all about US agent Captain America. The whole conflict there being that old man Steve Rogers passed the mantle to Falcon in the shield, and Thunderbolt Ross is probably like, oh, hell no, I own the rights to that shield, I represent the government owns that shield. He had such a contentious relationship with Steve Rogers' Captain America, and he wants a symbol to rally people around, a symbol that he can control, like a dog of war that he can just unleash around the world when he wants problems taken care of. So more WandaVision connections. Thunderbolt Ross is basically doing the same thing Tyler Hayward and Sword were doing, but with the Captain America and Super Soldiers. The darkest timeline versions of Captain America. That's what some of the footage of all the soldiers lining up in their dress uniforms is about. Like, they're just sort of hyping up that there's a new program that they reactivate, and they're looking for candidates for the next Captain America, and it just winds up being US agent that they land on. There are more scenes of Winter Soldier training Falcon how to throw the shield correctly so that it returns to you. Nice callback to all the times that he used the shield himself during the Winter Soldier movie and Captain America Civil War when they were tag teaming Iron Man. Fun fact too, the working title while they were filming Falcon and Winter Soldier was Tag Team. But that's because obviously they're giving off so much Riggs and Murtaugh lethal weapon energy during this. All these agents walking down the staircase might be the same ones from earlier in the other trailers. Those might be either the German police force or from the Czech Republic. It's a little hard to tell just from the badges on their shoulders, but I believe it's meant to be the same group. The series will have them traveling all over the world, but a lot of places in Eastern and Western Europe. Like, a lot of the scenes take place in Germany, like this fight scene with what looks like US agent because there's this big German sign in the warehouse, and it looks like it's connected to the footage of Falcon holding the shield while he's wearing his costume. Like, either they're both there trying to take someone down, or they get into a fight themselves with the shield. But the whole idea is that Baron Zemo is traveling all over the world with the Flag Smashers, so they're chasing him all over the world. There's footage from all over the place, but a lot of the trailer footage is specific to what's happening in Madripoor, which is a big X-Men comic book location. Port of call for Marvel villains, so to speak. Just a lot of shady stuff goes on there. The official synopsis for the series that they have on the wiki right now has them trying to stop the anti-governmental group, the Flag Smashers, but the way they're positioning Baron Zemo in all this trailer footage makes it seem like he's using the Flag Smashers as his pawns. I know there's a lot of questions about there maybe being multiple versions of Captain America's shield during the trailer, like does the government, Thunderbolt Ross, try to fabricate another second shield for US Agent? The way it looks in all the trailer footage, it looks like the exact same shield, so it's kind of hard to tell because the trailer footage is kind of broken up from all the different episodes. Like, if you go back and you watch the WandaVision trailers, there's footage from the final WandaVision episodes, like episodes 8 and 9, in the very first trailers that they released. So it's probably the same deal with the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailers. There's probably footage here from later in the episodes and from the very beginning of the series. So it sounds like Falcon probably doesn't get the shield back for good till towards the end of the series, and for a big portion early on, it's US Agent walking around with Captain America's shield. I'm not completely sold on the multiple shields theory until we see some more footage, but a lot of you have also asked me, because they're trying to set up Weapons Plus, will we also see them trying to set up the concept of adamantium during the series? Because US scientists created adamantium when they were trying to fabricate more vibranium. Adamantium is a vibranium alloy. Basically what happened is US scientists tried to combine vibranium with steel, and it wound up turning into adamantium. The difference between the two is that vibranium is just better at absorbing kinetic damage, but adamantium is a much denser material. So that's why in most fights, why Wolverine's claws, for example, are capable of scratching Captain America's shield, but given enough force, like extreme force, adamantium weapons could cut through vibranium. but it would take someone as strong as like Thanos or the Hulk or Thor wielding a vibranium weapon to do that. They tried to hype that up during Avengers Endgame when Thanos was using his giant double-bladed sword to attack Captain America's shield and basically cut it almost in half. Thanos' weapon wasn't adamantium though, it was actually Uru metal. It's the same metal that's used to make all of the Asgardian weapons like Stormbreaker, Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, all their armor. As for Thunderbolts Easter eggs, Red Hulk setup, it just sounds like that's all going to be happening in the background. I'm not expecting to legit see Red Hulk show up during the series. I think they'll probably save something like that for a dedicated Hulk project like She-Hulk or something later on. Remember the Avengers Age of Ultron post-credit scene with Thanos where he says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." I feel like we're going to get a similar moment with Thunderbolt Ross at some point, like all these people have failed me, all these programs that I've been trying to create, fine, I'll do it myself. And he puts himself through a version of the Weapons Plus program. The early theory with Thunderbolts though is that by the end of the series, they'll finally capture Baron Zemo. They won't kill him, but Thunderbolt Ross will come to him offering him a deal. "We'll give you time off your sentence if you help join our program here. I'm putting together a team." The whole thing with the Thunderbolts in the MCU is they're basically a version of Marvel's Suicide Squad. And the reason why Thunderbolt Ross would do that is because he hates superheroes just as much as Baron Zemo talks about during the trailer. Superheroes should not exist because Thunderbolt Ross can't control any of the superheroes. He can't control the Avengers. But he does need an expendable group of very powerful individuals to do his dirty work. So once we start getting Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes, I'll start pointing out Thunderbolts Easter eggs as we start seeing them, like which people are going to be on that first version of the team. I'll talk more about Young Avengers stuff after we get the Wandavision finale too. But everyone post all your theories about Falcon and Winter Soldier in the comments below. We'll get more trailers before the series drops, but what's going to happen in a couple weeks is we'll get the WandaVision finale, then the week after that there'll be a special bonus episode for that, and then the week after that is when we get Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 1. And we're actually getting the Justice League Snyder Cut the night before Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 1 drops, so I'm going to be pretty busy that week. As long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you'll see all those videos though. Leave all your requests for bonus videos too if you have any big questions or are there any big Easter eggs in the trailers that you saw that I didn't talk about during the video. Congratulations Anesi Mayabi, you're the giveaway winner from my last big WandaVision video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your contact details. While you wait for everything, click here for my WandaVision post-credit scene video and episode 8 trailer, and click here for my full WandaVision episode 7 video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys tonight.